Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I just wanted to talk about my first year really into being in the beauty industry, doing hair, doing makeup. I do tell people that I have been doing hair for 2 years. And that's because, when I went to school at Paul Mitchell, that was a full year of basically like schooling. It was 8 months. And then, I set off on my own after I graduated, and that was beginning my second year. So it has now officially been a full year of doing hair, and I just had my first time ever doing holiday hair, which is absolutely insane in this industry. And now I'm coming into doing a lot of weddings as far as like with my makeup and my freelance stuff. So needless to say, it's been truly a blessing, but it has also been a lot of learning experiences. And I saw a quote today that said, take what you learn and pass it on and tell the next person. And so that's what I wanted to do. And I wanted to give people who, maybe are still in hair school or wondering like how is this person doing all this or whatever. I just wanted to tell you guys a few of my secrets and tell you guys like some of my feelings and like stuff that has helped me. First of all, this is a super like side note, but I just wanted to say that I'm obsessed with this lip. I have been on the search for my perfect nude lip, and this is the NYX Liquid Suede, and it is, I don't know what shade it is, but it's absolutely insane, and I love it. Like, I die. It's like a liquid lip, but feels like a little bit like not as drying. So I have my Maryland notebook here, and I have some topics that I've written down that I want to make sure that I address. So the first thing is perception. Everyone kept asking me like, why aren't you like doing your makeup thing? Like, why aren't you like making a big deal out of it? Like, why aren't you like out here doing XYZ? And it really put the pressure on me after I graduated Paul Mitchell, because I knew that there were certain steps I needed to take first before I did all that. First of all, I did not do the makeup course at Paul Mitchell, so I didn't get a kit full of makeup. So I had to make my own kit, which was truly a blessing though, because I wanted to have the makeup that I love, the makeup that I use, and the makeup that I believe in my kit. The stuff that I use on myself is what I use on others. And so I had to, that takes a lot of money and it takes a lot of time. So I had to make my own kit. Then I had to get a kit, put something professional to put all that stuff in. And my mom actually gave me a present, and it was this huge black amazing kit. I'm obsessed with it. It looks super professional whenever I roll up, and it has a lot of storage space. If you guys want to see that, let me know, and I'll post a picture to my Instagram. So yeah, I had to get all that ready, and then I also had to make sure that my my Instagram, all my Facebooks, because I have a professional and I have a regular Facebook, I wanted to make sure that my Instagram was swept with all my makeup looks. I went on a deep clean for my Instagram, and I deleted a lot of stuff, and because I didn't want to make a new one because I had a lot of followers. And so I wanted to make sure that the perception of everything, that when people looked at me, it wasn't like, okay, like where's her makeup? Like so I had to get everything ready before I said, okay, I'm doing this now. So that was just something that I did, and it took time, but it was well worth it. Also, another thing I wanted to hit on when it comes to perception and how people perceive things and how new guests will perceive things, it's about fake it till you make it. And that's especially what I've learned when it comes to hair. Not so much makeup, but when it comes to hair. I have learned so much, like, I learned a lot in hair school, but it's one thing to learn something, and then it's quite another to be out on your own, not be able to really have a learning leader right there with you and say, okay, what the hell am I supposed to do? And have them take over and, fix things. So I made the best thing that I can say is, and I know this is scary and I still don't like it today because I want to be perfect, is you have to make discoveries. You have to, AKA mistakes. Like, you have to just make these discoveries on your own and find out what works for you, because there's no other freaking way that you're going to be able to learn. And I know that sucks, and it still makes me really uncomfortable, because when you have that discovery, but through those discoveries, I've been able to talk to people and be like, okay, this is what happened. What would you guys do? don't just see it as a failure, but learn from it and grow from it. And that's one thing that I've been able to do. And now I also work in a salon where I'm able to really bounce ideas off of each other. I love that about the salon that I work in right now, because people have so much experience, and they can come with me, with my guest, and we can all just kind of talk and see what all of our ideas are and the best game plan. And it doesn't feel like anyone's dumbing each other down. It's truly a place for congruent ideas to come together and make something magical, and I love that. So that helps me not make those discoveries too, is to be open and to hear other people's ideas and always remain humble, for sure. So that brings me to risk taking. So what I learned in Paul Mitchell, whenever I was in school, was never say no. Even if you think you can't do it, don't say no. Whenever there's say there's a bleach and tone and you've never done a bleach and tone, or maybe there's a pixie cut coming your way and you've never done something that short, don't say no. Even whenever you are out and you are graduated, and you are out there on your own, girl, if you don't do it, you will never do it. You'll never be able to do it. And that's one of the things that I am so happy for, is that I learned that and I took those risks and I did not say no. And it's weird. It's amazing what your hands will do and what your mind will do when you're out there and you're trying to survive and you're trying to really fake it till you make it. Because you never want the guests to feel uncomfortable, and you never want them to know that this is your first time ever doing something. I never say that. I never ever say that. But yeah, dude, you just have to fake it till you make it. And like I said, never let them see you sweat, and then go back to the back of the room and just be like, okay, so this is what's happening. And then maybe get some advice even if you just don't know where to turn or whatever. But take those chances and take those risks with your services, because if you don't, you will never grow. You will never be better. And yeah. Another thing I wanted to talk about was consultation. Recently, especially with the salon I'm at now, is really, because we do a lot of really on-trend stuff. And the place I was working at before was more of your basic stuff, which was awesome, because that's what I needed whenever I just graduated hair school. But consultation forever and ever, and lots of pictures, because sometimes I one of my weaknesses is I will see something and I'll be like, oh yeah, okay, and I already know, as a stylist, my mind is thinking 10,000 things, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this, and this, but the guest doesn't know that, and sometimes I don't necessarily say it. And so one thing that I like to do is, and one thing I've learned, especially from where I work now, is say, okay, what do you like about this picture? And then you find out it's not even the part that you like that they like. It's a total different part. So what I may have done before, they would have absolutely hated. So you really have to pick apart things and ask a billion freaking questions and have that long consultation with people. Because that is literally I have to remain humble, like I said, and where I've made a lot of my discoveries is because I didn't do thorough consultations, and I've had to get honest with myself, and I've had to look at things, of where I went wrong, within this first year, and a lot of it was because I wasn't doing that thorough consultation. As far as with my freelance, with my makeup stuff that I do, it's a growing thing. My prices started off right around, I was doing about $45 for a makeup application, and now I usually do about $50, and then sometimes I'll even charge $65 or $100 per hour. So at this salon that I'm at now, it was really a chance for me. It stepped up my bar. I keep saying it's a blessing, but they have taught me so much to know your worth. And the owner there, she's such a businesswoman, and I love that about her. And it's I can actually talk to her too as a mentor as far as business, and be like, hey, what do you think? And not even about hair, but with my makeup freelance stuff, and say, hey, I'm traveling all the way to Orlando or to St. Pete, charge a certain travel fee. And it's you have to figure out I didn't have set rules, and I did have like little things that I thought that, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and send them this pamphlet whenever they contact me. I have only done that like once, and I just found that like, I mean, I have it on deck, but like, I don't know, like I haven't really used it or anything, because I'll just call someone and have a conversation with them instead of just like, I don't know. Another thing is to know that it's going to be constantly changing, and like, this year I think I'm going to start doing deposits more. I think I'm going to use more of, because I do a lot of stuff in cash, and so now I think I'm going to start using stuff a little bit more with my phone, and like the apps where you can just transfer money and stuff like that. I'm a little sick right now. It's freezing right now in Florida, so I'm not used to this, and I feel like I'm coming down with something. So anyways, just know that if you are doing something where it's like your own business, just know that things will change, and stuff like that. And the last thing I want to talk about is believing in yourself. That is the utmost important thing, and do whatever you need to do to remain positive and to remain I don't want to say, to keep growing, I guess. Like, one time I was in a salon, and I wrote an email to Win Clayball, because I told him, I was like, hey, I'm losing my creativity, I'm losing my momentum, and I don't feel like I'm around, like, creative energy, and I just feel like I'm losing myself. And he was like, you got to find that yourself. Like, you can't, it's not about other people. And that's what he made me realize, is like, the advice he gave me is like, you can't expect other people to want to bring you up, or to be like, hey, like, you haven't posted on Instagram today, or like this week, like, go ahead and do that. Like, people aren't going to do that for you. Like, you have to remain on top of your game every single day. So things that I usually do, things that keep me up on my game, things that I wish people, this is just what works for me, is that in the morning, when I do my makeup, beating this face takes a while, okay? I will listen to something spiritual, or I'll listen to something inspirational instead of just listening to music, and that really gets my mind right. Of course, I pray all throughout the day, and that really helps me, and working out helps me to keep my mind right and to make my body feel good after working those long hours in the salon, things like that. And then being around friends and being around people who truly do love me, that really helps me too. And then, so whenever I do all those things, I'm already feeling on top of my game, and it helps me to, things that I usually do. I'll post something on Instagram every single day, on my Facebook, on my Snapchat, on my Instagram story. It's a lot of social media, and I'm not going to get into that whole thing, because everyone always tries to sell people on social media. But I have received, that's where I get a lot of my business, and I thought that people were just lying when they said that, but it's actually true for me. Like, that's how I received a lot of my business when I went out and took this leap of faith with this new job. So those are some of my tips to you all, and I hope that you guys have been able to get something from that. And so I will see you guys in my next video, and I love you guys, and thank you guys for supporting me in my journey. And yeah, bye.